Want to tell me what you're doing at the minute and where you're trying to get to? What's
Yeah.
your kind of your aim?
Well, I studied animation at Salford. Graduated in 2017, and I like all kinds of animation. Like I dip my toe in like 3D stop motion, but I really like 2D. That's my favorite.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm working as a junior video editor at the minute, so nothing to do with animation,
Okay.
but that I really like to do.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Sounds good.
Right. So that actual first bit, I had a go at Toon Boom, but I've not ever used Toon Boom, just where it's got the intro.
Okay.
So I used the free trial, and it was cool. But I know a lot of people are using Toon Boom now, so I might.
Yeah, it is quite a popular one, isn't it?
Yeah, I've only used the free trial because I know it's monthly. I've got the Adobe suite, so I tend to use Flash a lot. But I know that's a thing of the past now, isn't it? Flash. It feels like nobody uses that anymore. So I'm looking into getting TV Paint now. I've not tried. That looks like the more it looks hand drawn. So I really want to get
get to grips with that. Cool.
So the first one when it's on the bike, and that was done in Flash and After Effects.
Okay, cool.
So the little circle characters were designed by someone else, and then I had to animate it, and it was for a campaign of biking to school and work and stuff.
Okay, no, it's cute. I really like him.
Yeah, the designer on that's really cool, and he's got all these little like apple characters and stuff.
Yeah.
The one that comes up with the dog and he's riding down, that's also with the company that I was at, helping out with the animation. But I did the character design on this one.
Okay.
In After Effects, so
right.
not this one, and Illustrator to do the designs, and then it was sort of like puppet moving and stuff. The next one of the girl eating the cake, that was also with this Carbon Creative. For it was sort of like a freelance thing. It was another campaign about written tidy, like don't throw your rubbish away and stuff, and it was a poem someone'd written.
Nice.
I did this one on have you ever heard of the Rough Animator app?
No, not actually.
Yeah, it's quite, there's limitations obviously, but they wanted it as if it was stop motion, as if it was hand drawn.
Okay.
And like as if it was a down view on a piece of paper. That's why we got the background of the paper and stuff. But, yeah, it was on an iPad, frame by frame, just hand drawn, not on actual paper, just digitally.
Yeah, the principles of animation, you've definitely got them down. And obviously, I've watched through the whole thing. I think it's nice that you've got so many different styles of animation, but they're all like a good level that you have. Like say, you clearly understand the principles, and then it can apply across so many different areas. Is really cool.
Thank you. And then the next one, this was university work where we had to combine sort of live action with animation. This was Flash again, and it's a similar looking dog character. I like dogs. The next one of me is just pure fun. Have you ever seen Crazy Ex-Girlfriend?
No, not actually. I have heard about it.
It's a Netflix program. It's a musical, and the intro is sort of like, I wanted to try it backwards of what if I was in a cartoon rather than the cartoon.
Oh, okay. Then okay.
So I just thought it'd be fun. Again, that's Flash with a mix of Premiere Pro as well.
Oh, of course, yeah. Did you do that on some green screen?
Yes. Yeah, I got one off Amazon, and I've used it a lot in lockdown, just playing.
I like the little stamps from the kids when they land, and then you've got those little explosions on the feet. They're really sweet. I like those. If you're kind of focusing on animation, maybe that bit can just be a bit snappier and just kind of get to that a little bit quicker.
All right. Okay. Yeah, instead of the dance, just get to the animating.
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, you start off a little bit of the kind of intro of like the wide of the kids, and then just kind of cut into the little feet stomps.
Yeah.
I think that might just help make it a little bit.
Nothing special. about the kid. Well, oh yeah, a little stop motion. That was just at university.
Yeah, I really like that. I mean, that's something I've never played with, so I just find that really interesting, seeing the little skeleton moving. I think that's really nice. It's a nice little touch.
Yeah, I do enjoy stop motion, but I've not really done much of it because I've not got an archer at home, and they had these booths and lighting and stuff, so I've not.
Of course,
really,
yeah.
But I do like it. You don't want to like kill yourself half the time if you know you got to start again.
Go back to the start.
But it is cool seeing the last finished thing. I think that's what I mean.
Was that all on your green screen as well?
Yes.
I like the layout you've got of the screen. You've got a good eye for using the screen to to make your shapes and lay it out nicely.
I did a course on Anim Squad to learn 3D because we did the tiny stuff at university, and then as soon as I came out, it's like everybody, we want a Maya animator or a lot of 3D stuff. I do like it, but just not as much as I feel like I'm not in control as much, like the computer's taking over.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
Practice because I'm still not sure in the software.
Yeah, it looks nice. Like I say, all the principles are there. It feels really nice as a character walk cycle. I think it is. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just get frustrated that I can't physically get my hand.
Yeah, you can't just put that there. You've got to use like 7 buttons to get it there.
Yeah,
it isn't the same, is it?
Yeah, and I've not since then. I've not really used it much. So I guess if I go into it now, I'll be even more confused because I think going on YouTube. But yeah, there's the Chameleon one that was After Effects and a little bit. Again, like the puppet thing and moving all the different layers.
Yeah, if you tried, there's some good little plugins for After Effects to help with kind of joints, and obviously in 3D you've got IK systems. Yeah, there are little plugins to bring that into After Effects, which I only started playing with them kind of last summer, but they're really good. They might be worth having a little look if it might help you.
I think it was at the animation festival. Somebody told me about. I showed someone this one, and he told me about Rubber Hose.
Yes, yeah, Rubber Hose is really
good. Rubber Hose.
That's really good fun.
I used Rubber Hose for something I did recently, where it's someone skipping and running, and it was so much faster. And it just sort of, you just move the wrist and then it sort of does it.
It is like really, really intuitive, isn't it? When I found it last year, I thought, this is great. It keeps the style as well. Like if that's the kind of look that you're going for with the characters, it does keep it really nicely. When I've tried to do ones before where it is a puppet, so you've got like a separate layers for all your joints, for all your bones, and then it just kind of bends them, and it's like everything's got to have like a rounded joint, and it can just kind of, sometimes it just takes an edge off the design. So I did find that Rubber Hose is really nice for that. It keeps it clean and how you kind of wanted it to look. And it does process really quickly as well. Like when I tried Duick, which is another one, I think that one's been around for a while, but I just found that really slow to preview and to render out and things like that.
I looked at tutorials because there's loads of stuff on like Rubber Hose and Duick, and a lot of people reviewing it seem to prefer Rubber Hose. So I've not actually tried Duick, but Rubber Hose is, I mean, I feel like it does the same thing, and I'm used to that one. I think the only thing I found with Rubber Hose is that sometimes the elbows don't bend the way you want them to. Yeah,
they have it like upside down. It's kind of, that can get on my nerves a little bit. Like you can't just like, no, the elbow's there. Sometimes you just wish there was an extra control on it.
It's the computer in control.
Again, it's that taking over, isn't it? Where you just want the full control.
It like it's The little pig was on the Rough Animator app.
Okay. I really like him. I think he's really sweet.
I use my iPad a lot, yeah. Just because it's Adobe crash.
Okay.
but I've got. Have you probably heard of Procreate?
Oh yeah.
I've animated on that recently because they had an update, and you just toggle this little button and it's animation assist, and it's very much like Rough Animator, but probably better because you get more brushes.
Oh, okay.
Brushes that are in Procreate, whereas this is like limited. But this is sort of frame by frame stuff, which I like that old Disney sort of hand drawn look and sketchiness.
Yeah. No, yeah, I really like him. I think he's really nice. In fact, I think he could be moved up your reel. I think he needs to be nearer to the start because he's really nice. I think he'll definitely draw people in.
This one was an old one, the guy yawning.
I do like him. I think the one thing is, he's got a really nice stretch and emotion there. Like, you can see he's tired, but then like as soon as he picks up his the kettle and he starts pouring, his face just goes static. I think he could have just done with like just like an extra few blinks or just something sleepy. That would have really just finished it off. But it is nice, and like, I do like seeing, these kind of the whole sketch process of it. I do like that, because obviously he's not finished, there's no colour, things like that, but it's a really nice kind of mid-stage process to show. Kind of during the whole animation process, obviously that's quite an important step, isn't it, getting all the base shapes in there. Well, like I say, I do like your reel overall. I think there's really good range of stuff in there. I think for me it would just need cutting down just a little bit. Obviously it's nearly 2 minutes, which is quite a long reel. Maybe you can get it nearer to maybe 120 if you're like really ruthless and cut down a lot of stuff. But I like it. I think if the 2D animation is what you want to really focus on, then obviously I think it just needs to be mostly that. I mean, there's a few bits you can probably cut out, like say if it's really the animation that you want to get to. I think that shot with the 3 girls in the coats, I think you can lose that one. Obviously it's nice, but it isn't really focusing on what
have a more tailored reel purely for animation.
Well, that's it. And obviously, if you still want to have something for video editing, you can make it like a little separate kind of top up reel maybe. But I think if animation is where you want to be, then I think that's what it needs to really focus on. And definitely put that little piggy near the front, because he's really sweet. I love him. And sadly, even though he is a very sweet doggy, packing his bag, maybe that one doesn't need to be in the animation reel. But he's very cute.
Do you think it would be good to have a purely 2D, like don't mix the 3D and 2D? I've got a lot of 3D, so
I think it's still worth having some 3D in there, just to show that obviously you do have a range of skills. And I think it's nice to see that obviously you do try out these other things. Obviously, just because 2D is kind of your forte doesn't mean that you're kind of limited to that, to me. And I think it's nice to have it in there. But then at the same time, if you wouldn't be comfortable taking a job in 3D, then maybe you don't need to show that you can do it, if that makes sense. Obviously, if someone thinks, oh, I like that bit of 3D animation, but then you wouldn't take a job because you're not comfortable doing that on a professional level, then maybe you need to weigh up whether it needs to stay in there. But like I say, it does show that the principles of animation. You definitely got that down, and it kind of, in a way, it doesn't matter on the medium once you understand how animation works. It does apply across everything, doesn't it? So it's kind of a little call for you, I suppose, with whatever you're comfortable with. It is a shame that you can't do.
I need more practice.
No, I was thinking for the stop motion, with the little skeleton man. I think it's a shame that you can't do more of that at home, because obviously if that's what you really enjoy doing.
I've got a question on this. I've got a little. I know I've shown the Wallace and Gromit thing. Is that a bit I don't know, like tacky in a way to show, because it's like I've got a stop motion. I did one with a grommet figurine that I've got.
Okay.
But is that a bit weird to have in your showreel of, is meant to be your own work, but obviously I've used something?
Well, no, I don't think so, because that's, it's all inspiration, isn't it? You've taken creative thought from someone else's product. That doesn't, it's not necessarily, you're not stolen it. As long as you don't claim to have designed grommet, then no, I don't. Yeah,
a little note at the bottom, like copyright Ardwin.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Yeah, no, I think that's fine, and obviously, and it does show that obviously you've got a personal interest in those things to have taken, creative inspiration from. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing to have in there.
Okay, cool. I might add that one in then in my next one.
Yeah, it's nice. I like it. Yeah, like I say, just maybe just cut down a little bit and just streamline into the 2D. But yeah, there's some really nice stuff in there.
Cool, thank you. I thought you'd be ripping into me hard. And I was preparing myself to just take it.
To start from square one.
Yeah, so it's been quite nice actually.
Good. Yeah. Have you not really had much professional 2D animation work just yet?
I've done freelance stuff, just like friends of friends get in touch and they want a little animation or like a video sort of thing.
Yeah.
But my only real experience is at Carbon Creative, where
with those little Apple
one day a week,
things like that. Yeah. Okay.
I did do at university. We did a 2-day workshop at Brown Bag Films. That was with planning characters and stuff. So not doing animation. Just I suppose you can't do much in 2 days. So
yeah,
characters. And I went round. Yeah, this isn't work, but I once won a competition and I got to go around McKinnon and Saunders, and that was being inside the puppets.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the extent of my work.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was just thinking, obviously, you've got quite a lot of kind of personal stuff on there, which is great. But obviously, once you do start getting, professional work on there, I think that will start to swap out with some of the personal work. But yeah, I think this is a great starting point for you. If there is suddenly a lot of 3D work out there and 2D is kind of drying up, which to be honest, we've kind of found it does kind of ebb and flow. Like you do get phases where people just want 2D. I think this year, obviously, with kind of filming has been on the down during the
rise of
virus,
2D.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's been wanting some kind of animation. I think the last few years there has been quite a boom in more 2D look that people seem to want. You might find there's a kind of a dry spell for 2D, and then that might give you a little boost to get into 3D. But there's always going to be some 2D work out there. So if that's what you want to stick to, I think you've just got to get out there and make a name for yourself, and you'll soon start getting people, like a good list of regular clients.
So in 2D, do people mainly nobody uses Flash anymore? I feel like that's the thing.
Yeah, because I don't do a lot of kind of the frame by frame animation. I tend to do After Effects stuff, so it's all kind of shapes and puppets and things like that. So when we do need that kind of look, obviously we do source out to artists like yourself, and yeah, I think a lot of that does come through Toon Boom. But I think as long as it does, as long as it does the same job, as long as you've got the skills, I don't think which software makes too much of a difference. Unless obviously you're going to be sharing shots with other artists or using this, then obviously you're going to need to be able to use that. If you do have any more questions, feel free to send me an email, or if you ask, need advice and want some tutorials finding or anything like that, give me a shout and see what I can do.
Okay, cool.